Hello and welcome back to Cultural Dishes. Today we're going to be taking a look at a specific Nicaraguan dish known as the fritanga. So fritangas come in many different styles. There's the pollo, which is chicken, and there's the carne asada, which is beef. Of course, there are many different varieties that go along with this, but in today's case, we're going to be focusing on the carne asada fritanga. So fritangas are very important to the culture of Nicaragua because it's very busy during the day, and usually when people go off work, they don't have time to go home and eat with their families. So they usually eat out at street side barbecues or restaurants where fritangas are a very popular ingredient. So the origin or history behind the fritangas were kind of lost in the embers of time. But most historians believe that the fritanga emerged soon after the earthquake that devastated Managua in the 1930s. So now I'm going to take you through our ingredients. First, we have our ajo, which is our garlic, our limas, which is our lime, our arroz, which is our rice, cebolla, which is our onion, jalapeno, which is our jalapeno, tomatas, which is tomatoes. We have our salt, which is salt. We have our pimientas, which is pepper. We have our col, which is our cabbage, the plantains. We have our frijoles negras. We have our queso tortilla. And lastly, we have our carne asada, which is our beef. All right, let's get into it. So first, we are going to start off by cutting off the meat and seasoning it. So first off, you're going to want to rinse off your meat, of course. You always want to do that. And then you want to take off the fat. So take off these little fatty pieces that we have on here. I haven't cut the thing in such a long time, but it's all right. Cut this off. There we go. Okay, I think that would be good. Now we're going to be slicing it the long way. As you can see, I finished cutting up the meat. Now we're going to go into seasoning. So for this step, you're going to need about 1 big lime or 4 small limes, about 3 teaspoons of garlic, and some salt and pepper for seasoning. So now we're just gonna go in, squeeze our limes. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was hard. That was real hard. Okay, cut. So, since my mom didn't pick out the best limes, I had to use a lime squeeze. I had to use a lime squeezer. So I'm just doing this. Get some limes out, get the lime juice. Alright. Now for the other remaining ingredients. So after we're done, these are going to marinate for about 45 minutes. 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how long you want them to marinate. And then, yeah, back to you after that. Now we're going to be making the pinto gallo. So first off, we're going to be cutting up the cabbage. So you always want to peel off that outer layer because you never know what goes on it. It's rusty, whatever, so forth. So you always want to peel off that outer layer until it looks clean and fine. All right. So we're going to be cutting this in half, first of all. We're going to be cutting this in half like this. No? Like this. Cut it out like this. Ah, okay. I've never cut a cabbage before, so my mom was giving me a little bit of helpful advice. Ah! See, there we go. Look at that. That's beautiful. So now we're just going to be chopping it like this, fine and coarse. We move our tomatoes over. Oh, it just did like a spin. It's cool. Alright, so now we're just gonna be chopping it fine. And of course, like this. So after you've gotten your cabbage sliced up, you are going to be cutting the ends off, like that. And you're gonna be peeling it and then cut it in half and then slice, slice, slice. And then after you're done with that, you can go in with your tomatoes, cut off the ends, and make circular cuts like this, and slices, and yeah, see you on the next step. As you can see, I just finished cutting the onion. It hurts. It hurts real bad. But basically, you can just put the onions on top. Like those, layer the onions and the tomatoes on. Like that. Goes in there. Alright. And then you can pretty much just go in there with your hands. Oh, actually, add season it first. Goodness gracious, those onions suck. Gotta season it first. Oh, you know, it might help for if it was open. Oh, it is going, okay. And then you just want to go in and mix it with your hands like this. And then we'll see you on the next step. Now we're going to be cooking the rice. So I just put some oil. I boiled up the pan. It's been heating up for about 2 to 3 minutes, and now I'm going to be adding the rice. Ooh. It's a beautiful sound. All right, got our spatula. Okay, you can move all the rice around. Just get it oiled up and everything. And then once this is cooked for about 3 to 4 minutes, I'm gonna be adding the water, which you'll see in a minute. So this has been cooking for about 4 minutes, and it's frying. You can already see the golden flavor. So now we're gonna be adding in our water. So since we used about 1 full mug of rice, it's 1 cup of rice to every 2 cups of water. So we're gonna be using 2 mugs of water. So I'm gonna go and add that in right now. Add our second cup. So that's going to be cooking until the rice gets to water level. Flip that around until the water level gets to rice level, and then we're going to be turning it down to low and letting it simmer for around 20 minutes. So I'll get back to you. So this is what the pan looks like when the water has reached rice level. So now we're going to be turning it down to low. Now I'm going to be turning it down to low and putting this on and letting it steam for about 20 minutes. All right, time up. All right, we have it for 20 minutes. I'll see you then. Now we're going to be putting in the frijoles negras. One thing I should mention is make sure to put it in right after you put in the oil, or it can get really dangerous and you can permanently scald yourself. So yeah, just keep that in mind. All right, and now we're on to the next step. Okay, we're also going to be adding 1 clove of garlic on there. So just, ow, that hurt. Okay, so we're gonna grab our little spatula, stir it around, give it a little quick stir. Okay, we're gonna wait until this comes to a boil and the water, the juice of the beans begins to recede. So this is what the beans are gonna look like when they achieve like a bean-like paste and the juice has receded. So now we're gonna be adding this into the rice and mixing that up. Okay, now we're gonna be adding our beans, mixing in it with the rice. Sorry about the noise in the background. My brother is currently playing a football game. So, yeah, we're watching him on TV, or YouTube. All right, we're gonna be adding that in. Now we're gonna be mixing this up.
And we'll be back.
We'll be back. Okay, so now we're going to be cooking our carne asada or our beef. We're gonna leave them we're gonna be checking on them about 5 minutes at a time. So, all right, we'll get back to you. So now we're gonna be cutting up our plantains. So in the original recipe, it said ripe plantains, but seeing as how we're not in fall, so yeah. All right, so you're gonna be cutting it down the middle like this. Oh, sorry. So pretty much you're going to be doing this with the plantains. I'm gonna show you the right way to cut them once I have. Oh no. So that was I didn't mean for that to happen. I mean, you think after a while you can just take it out, but you can't. You can't. It just stays in there. Come on. Almost there. Oh goodness. Really? Okay. Now we have our plantain, our peeled plantain. Then you're gonna be cutting it like this. So this is our queso cotija, or our cottage cheese. Now we're gonna be cutting it, and we're gonna have some fried cheese, which is gonna be delicious. Cutting that down. Wow, that's thick. All right. Cutting that through, and yeah, that should be enough. Oh, now we're gonna be adding in our plantains onto our pan, so we'll go over there and do that right now. Couple, all right.
Don't drop it like that.
Get out again. All right, there we go. Just gonna add in these last plantains. You can find a spot for them. There we go. One, and then we can do this right here. All right. Okay, now we're gonna let those plantains cook, and I'll see you in the next one. So here's our finished fritangas, and I say it turned out pretty well. So you can really only make this meal at certain times of the year, or else the plantains, they taste like unsalted potato chips. So, but everything else tasted amazing. Next time, I think I might cook the cheese a little bit less, but I think that might just be the texture of the cheese. The meat came out pretty well. The pico de gallo really added a good taste to the rice and to the cheese as well. So I would say this is an overall success. I really enjoyed learning about fritangas and the culture of Nicaragua, and I hope you all enjoyed it.